This is Vicky, also known as Dragonfly7673, and you're watching DragonflySoars. I am recording this on Friday, February 28th, and it's about 6:15. And I do have a Tigger here, so if you see him or hear him, that would be why. Earlier tonight, Kagi TM of the High Fiber Diet had actually posted on Plurk that her cats were talking back to Tigger from the last podcast. Because last time he really missed me because I had been gone. This is late. Well, I'm going to stop even saying it's late. It is what it is. Things are very up and down. On Monday, I didn't record because Tuesday I had 2 big presentations to give. They were back to back in the same meeting, but we have this big auditorium at work. Imagine like a big college classroom where the professor is down at the bottom and then the students are going up the sides. That is the way this auditorium is. And there was about 200 people in the audience and then at least another 50, I think, on the phone. And so I give presentations a lot, but that room freaks me out. I mean, I do fine. When I get up there, everybody makes the comment, nobody has a clue that I'm nervous. The couple people that know me well say I sound, very at ease. I don't feel at ease. I was actually talking to my son about it because he has to give a presentation at school, and I kneared a picture of the room. In fact, I'll post it here. So, yeah, my fingers are in the picture because I was trying not to be obvious that I was taking a picture. So, the presentation was Tuesday and I wasn't prepared for it. And so I stayed up Monday, sitting on my bed with documents like all around me, trying to figure out how to pull a lot of information together into an amount of slides that people would actually pay attention to. But it went really well. I got laughs in the right place. People answered my questions. People asked questions. So it was, people nodded. People came up to me afterwards and either asked questions or let me know they took the next steps they needed to take. So it went really well. But anyway, so I didn't record on Monday. Tuesday, I had the presentation. And then I also went to the Threads of Compassion meeting, which is for our March and April charity. Now, speaking of the inspiration along in the charity, because today is February 28th, the threads don't lock until tomorrow morning, which is probably after most of you will see this anyway, but I'll lock the threads tomorrow, and the next recording I'll do the drawings. This time I really wanted to talk to you about my progress, and I wanted to talk to you about Threads of Compassion meeting. Wednesday, I was helping my son with his presentation, which actually he was fairly well prepared. He had stuff together. He mostly needed to go through it with me, and he said he just wanted to make sure he had enough that if he was called on, he was ready to go with something, because they've had so many weather days, whether from snow or from cold, that the schedule's kind of all messed up, and he's not sure now when his turn is. And so he said he wanted to be prepared enough that if he got called on, he would have something to present. So, which I was proud of him, because in the past we would not have that kind of preparedness. And he said he might work on it some more, which is fine, but he just wanted to have enough. So, it's amazing. Thursday, I decided I wasn't doing anything. That was yesterday. I went to best friend's house and we watched some TV and he made me dinner and I crashed on the couch for about half an hour. He said I just gone. So, and now today. So I have assorted things to show you. And I was petting Tigger, so I've got Tigger hair all over. I will start with the Threads of Compassion since I just mentioned it, which I have a couple different things for, and I'll explain in a minute. I have been working on my shawl. It still looks pretty much the same. It's gotten bigger, but it's all green. I only bought green. If I had been thinking, I might have bought some other colors so I could have some variety in color changes at least. But it's growing. When I was at the meeting, I got to actually see several of the shawls. Now, Lynn Baudo, I think that's how you pronounce her name, is the coordinator of Threads of Compassion. I've been talking to her back and forth periodically via email. Very nice woman. And so she made sure I knew how to get there. She made sure I had her cell phone number in case I got lost, because there's a lot of construction right around there. And when I got there, I started to go into the Blood Center of Wisconsin, and then I heard a bunch of giggling. And so I went around the corner, and there's a big room full of people that are knitting and crocheting, and I walked in and I said Threads of Compassion, and they said, yes, and you're the new girl. And apparently Lynn had told them to watch for me. They were so incredibly welcoming. They all, the ones that were there already introduced themselves. They talked to me, and then Lynn came back and she talked to me a little bit, and when most everybody had got there, she had me introduce myself and explain the podcast and explain my connection with Threads of Compassion. And, I talked about how much the shawls meant that Tiff and Mom and I received when Dad passed away last year, and how we wanted to give back. And that I was hoping that with the viewers we could really step up and help. And they went around the room and everybody talked about how they got involved with the group and their connections. One person, his mom had a lung transplant ages ago, and she wanted to give back in some way, so she started joining Threads of Compassion and dragged him too. And so now he's still there, and he actually made this really cool, one of the shawls. The triangular ones they call shawls, or if they're female colors, but if they're man colors they call them man wraps. So one of the man wraps he had made actually was crocheted and had a series of basically stripes of footballs, and then red and black around filling in the space. So it was a big rectangle. It was really cool, and it was really seeing the variety in the shawls there. Really, as long as they are big and acrylic, they are happy with them. They said that if I get any that are a little small, don't turn them away. They'll take them, but they really prefer big. And Angel Mom 3, who I need to apologize publicly. She's going to laugh at me, but I have been calling her Angela for months. Her name is not Angela. Her name is Sandy. And I am so sorry. I happened to look and went, oh my god, I've been calling her the wrong name all this time. But Sandy, Angel Mom 3, finished a shawl, and I actually opened the thread earlier this week so that she could put her shawl in. I didn't actually look to see if she did it. But she commented that it's big, and the ones they were holding up, they're big. They said when you wrap around like this, you should be able to hold your arms straight out and be able to hold the end of the shawl. And the shawl, especially for the triangle, should go well below your butt. I mean, they want big. And they said that if they make them all large, then they know they will be good for everyone. Mom has a rectangle, I believe, and she said she absolutely loves her. She said she wraps up in it most mornings while she's waiting for my son to get ready for school. She wraps up in the rocking chair and has it wrapped around her. So they really It will feel big, especially if you're used to making lace shawls and things, and especially if you're used to making shawlettes. These will feel big. They're supposed to be. So the 60 to 70 inches wingspan, and you know, I forgot how wide I said, 35 to 45 inches wide or something like that, or wider. They said if you're making rectangles especially, don't make them too narrow, because you really want them to be, I know you guys can't see my arms, you really want them to be wide, because they're shawls, they're not scarves. So, but any styles, any colors. They said not super bright, but you can mix in bright elements. And they said that's just kind of using your own, use your own best judgment, because these are for people that are grieving. So the bright colors, the really brights, like the neon pinks and yellows, may not be appropriate. But, like, I wouldn't do an entire shawl in this orange. But if I wanted to have a blue and use this for a couple rows of detail, it'd be perfectly fine. They had shawls that mixed textures. They had crochet, knit, really whatever. It was asked about the Sarah, Rain Lover, has a shawl that she had designed. She designed it for breast cancer because it has the ribbons going along the edge, and the extra large shawl, the extra large version of that should be plenty big enough. Well, that question was asked. So any shawl you want, just big acrylic. I think I've hit that point enough times now. But so I'm working on this, and I do want to say I lost my hook. Now, I found it today. Apparently I left it up here when I was recording. I like this hook with the homespun. No, I don't like homespun. I mean, I'm using it, but I don't like homespun. But this was the hook I was using. I couldn't find it anywhere. And so I needed a size K hook. So I grabbed my Knit Picks Harmony hook. Now, I actually like this hook. I think it's pretty. It's got some decorative detail at the end. I have used it for other things, and I have liked it just fine. I do not like it with the homespun. This tip here is too sharp, and it catches and it separates, and there are many times that it kind of knotted up. And the only good thing is that this is homespun, and frankly, you can't tell. I just kind of continued on, and if it didn't pull through nice, I just kind of said hell with it after a while. So I'm really glad to find my other hook. Although, of course, I actually bought a replacement for that hook today. Which figures. Now, it turns out that the Threads of Compassion group, since they're part of Blood Center of Wisconsin, they are actually going to stop shawl production for the month of March and part of April, because April is Donate Life Month, and they are looking to make granny squares that they are later going to use to yarn bomb various donation centers around our area, whether it's blood donations, tissue donations, anything like that. The more squares they get, the more fabric they can make, the more things they can yarn bomb. And so, and they need all of them to be in bright blue, bright green, and then edged in black. Now this one actually is the wrong size, which means I have to redo it. But it can be any square as long as the inside is 6 inches and the total square is 7 inches by the time you add the black border. And it could be green or blue or a combination. And it's this bright green. They actually sent me home with yarn. Probably more yarn than I needed. Most of it was Red Heart Super Saver. It's spring green or royal blue. They also had some Red Heart Soft that was in a close green to this. She was basically buying out all the stores. So I will probably I'm planning on making some squares for them. I was kind of saying I'm making a lot of things for other people and not necessarily doing the stuff for me. I am planning tomorrow to take some time for me and probably spin. I've missed spinning. So, but anyway, so I will be making some squares for them. I'm going to finish this shawl. I have another shawl in the works, and then we'll see after that. Because I also am doing, you guys will be missing me a bit this month. March is going to be wonky. I am going to the Knitopia retreat, and right after I go to the Knitopia retreat, I am going to work at our office in Cambridge, Ontario. As it turns out, Lexington, Michigan, where the retreat is 2.5 hours away from Cambridge, Ontario. So the retreat will get done on a Sunday, and I will be driving from there to Cambridge because I'm actually driving to the retreat. So I'm driving to the retreat, staying Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Sunday, I will then drive to Cambridge and spend Sunday night, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then on Thursday I will make the drive back to Milwaukee. My biggest issue with this is that the things I need to pack for the retreat are very different from the things I need to pack for work. My job requires me to dress up a bit, and at the retreat I don't intend to dress up. So it's not even a matter of trying to get laundry done. I mean, laundry's great for socks and underwear, but I actually need totally different sets of clothes. Not to mention projects, and I'm trying to decide like my spinning wheel. And Tina did say that if I need to, I might be able to leave some stuff with her, but it matters on if she can fit stuff in her car to take it to her house. On the way back, if I go Cambridge to her house to Milwaukee, it's only 15 minutes different than if I go Cambridge to Milwaukee. However, going from the retreat to her house and then back to Cambridge, it makes it's a V, and that actually will take that would take a few hours. So she would need to be able to put it in her car. So we'll decide later. But she did tell me that it was an option, so I can think about it, which I so appreciate. All right. Speaking of Knitopia, the last thing that I was working on for Knitopia is the I can't find it. There it is. Is the toy knit along. Now there are a lot of different things you could participate for Knitopia, and I was feeling a little guilty that I can't do them all and trying to do everything, and then I decided I'm just going to focus on the ones that are most important to me. So I made the hat for Sandy. I made something for my swap partner, and I'm making the toy. And there's going to be like a costume thing and some other stuff, and I may not participate in that. You know, I'm going to bring my food. I'm assigned a food night. I've got cleaning, that kind of stuff. I'm probably not going to participate that much in the fashion show and stuff because, again, I'm packing for multiple things. But anyway, here is my bear so far. At least he kind of looks like something now. I've got stitch markers all over because I was counting. This was where I was counting for the straight rows, and then this guy's holding my last loop, and these guys are measuring where the muzzle gets put on. Now I need to sew a nose on this, and then it gets sewn on approximately there and stuffed in the process. So it's supposed to stretch from approximately those points and then stretch out. So that's what those are for. But at least he looks like something. So he's squishy, and he's a perfect little bear. I'm actually really happy with how he's turning out. I hope I don't screw it up when I do the face. I have a picture of him headless. Just a second. Alright. Now, the only thing I have been knitting on, which seems so weird, it's very odd to me to have so many crochet things going on. But my purse socks, the socks on a plane, have been growing. So, right here. So, they're getting there. I have to finish 3 more stripes, and then I'll start the ribbing. So they've just been, sometimes I get more progress on them than other times. They are more my purse knitting and my meeting knitting for when I have conference calls. Actually, when I was doing that big presentation that I was telling you guys about, I really wished that I could bring my knitting with me. And actually, sometimes in that meeting, I have been very tempted anyway, just because I struggled to concentrate in that one. But this one, it would have just taken the edge off my nerves, but I was sitting right up front with the other people that were presenting, and they didn't think it would be a great idea. Including our vice president of our business, who was the one that personally asked me to present. So, I mean, he knows I knit, but I don't normally knit in front of him. So, speaking of wanting, I did tell you guys I want to do some more things a little bit for me. Well, this actually isn't for me, but it is in a way, because it's not for a charity or anything like that. You know what? I just realized I haven't posted all my stuff. I really wanted to get the bear done so that I could post it in the February, because he was a chocolate brown bear and that matched with February. Anyway, I don't think whatever. I don't think I got as far. I mean, I never did a blanket square this month either. Everything just kind of got away from me. But anyway, I ordered a kit online for a creeper cross stitch pattern. There's the creeper and this, and it came with embroidery floss, and it came and the Ada cloth. So I haven't done cross stitch in forever. This one is a small one, and then I am hoping to do a bigger Minecraft one that's a alphabet sampler. That one didn't come as a kit, so when I'm ready for it, Mom will help me get supplies for it. But my son and my mom are redoing his bathroom to be totally Minecraft, and so they've been collecting stuff right now. They can't work on it yet because it's too cold. Like, they need to paint, and you can't ventilate right now. But that was actually his Christmas present, was a Minecraft bathroom. So she had already bought some of the stuff, and then some of the stuff they've been planning and getting together. So picking out flooring and all sorts of different things. So I wanted to do a little piece, and so I got this, and like I said, this one is a little one. The only bad thing is the creeper is full of, it's made to look pixelated. So you do like 4 squares in a color, and then you do 4 squares in a different color, and then 8 squares in a different color, and that's all right. But I haven't done cross stitching forever and ever and ever. And all right. The last thing, I got my Buffy Sunnydale Yarn Club. Those seem to come really fast. And anyway, not that I'm complaining at all. I just was really surprised when this one came. And it is, I don't have pictures of it. It is so cold outside that I've been really struggling to get pictures of anything, because the best spot for pictures for me is my patio. It's well lit without any direct light, and it's daylight. It is so cold. So I will just show you the yarn. So this is My Boyfriend is a Demon Robot. It is actually, I'm slowly watching Buffy episodes, and this episode is the one that I actually stopped on. I didn't finish it, and it's the, it's season 1, episode 8. It's the one where Willow unknowingly unleashes a demon into the internet. Anyway, so it is very pretty. It is like a silvery gray, and then a dark teal, and then a light teal. So, oh, something else I did for myself, which starting May 16th, Unique Sheep just announced a new circular pie shawl mystery knit-along for Wind in the Willows. And I really love their mystery knit-alongs. I love their yarn. And I was like, you know what? I am so due for something. I know I've been working slowly on the cabled wrap. I'm very frustrated with it because it's full of cat hair. It's driving me crazy. Maybe I'll work on it some more. But March and April, I really want to concentrate on Threads of Compassion. This is the most important charity for me. Then the next one after that, I believe, is the Mother Bear Project. So of course I will do some of those, but those don't take me very long. I know historically those don't take me very long. So, and then hats, and hats are easy. Hats can be kind of carried along. You know, the comfort shawl, and now doing squares for their yarn bombing. That's time consuming. And I had the stuff for Knitopia at the same time. So I know that once I get past March and April, I will have more time. So I felt like it was okay to sign up for something starting in May. And Janine Lacrasse is the one designing the pie shawl. So, and I love her design. So I may not keep up with it because I'm not always good with keeping up with the mystery knit-alongs, but I know I will really enjoy it. So, I also got books from Interweave this week. They are not new books, but they were really, really cheap. The books, I got 4 books, and all together, I think they were $14. And then shipping. Shipping put them at just over $20 for 4 books. I figured that's still $5 a book. And I'm hoping, I didn't have time to check, and I think one of them I might have already had, because I had it on my wish list forever. But I don't remember actually ever getting it. So I might have. And Mom's probably shaking her head at me because anyway, this one, Northern Knits. This is the one that I'm not sure if I already have or not. But it's one I had really, 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 really wanted, and kept picking up, and then never bought for myself. And I don't remember if I ended up getting it as a gift at one point. And if I did, this may end up as a prize at some point. I figured for the price, it was worthwhile, because the sale was going to be done before I could check my library. And I'm not always good at putting everything in my library into my Ravelry library. This one I know I don't have. Northern Knit Gifts. So, and all these books, were originally, $20, $25. Nancy Bush Folk Socks. This one I've just always wanted because of the various history more than anything else. And I'm not doing reviews on these right now. One skein. This one, in the past, I didn't buy it because I felt like no one pattern was worth it. especially not at full price. But it had enough things in it that I might do at various times that it's always been one I've kind of kept my eye on. And so since it was cheap, I bought it. So those are my 4 books. I also got a spin-off magazine today, but I have not looked at it because I got the mail shortly before I came to talk to you. Alright, I have decided that I am going to... I had got a lot of positive feedback when I reviewed the walk and talked about my Fitbit. If anybody wants to be friends on Fitbit or MyFitnessPal, I think MyFitnessPal is easier. I'm Dragonfly7673. I think you can just hunt for me. Fitbit's a little bit of a pain. They don't have a good way to just look up a username that I can figure out. But if you want to be friends on Fitbit and you can't find me, just send me a message on Plurk, Instagram, Ravelry, I don't care. So email, and let me know your user profile. When you go to your user profile, there's a link that doesn't mean anything. It's a garbage, it has some weird number in it. But if you send me your link, I will then friend you, and you can friend me back. Or I'll send you my link, whatever. We'll figure it out. Anyway, I got really good feedback when I did the review on the walk and MyFitnessPal. So I thought, maybe I kind of touch a little bit on fitness stuff, how I'm doing. Now, the past, at one point, a month ago, and then in the last couple weeks, I've had 2 doses of prednisone. And the second dose was even higher than the first dose and a longer duration. I'm just coming down off the tail end. I'm down to the last 2. This weekend I have 2 half-pill days and then I'm done. Being on prednisone is very difficult for weight loss. Prednisone interacts with sodium and potassium. It makes you hold on to sodium and it makes you lose potassium. Together, those mean water weight gain. So that adds in. Prednisone also makes you hungry. It makes you get the munchies. It's a known thing. And you can look it up. You can look up prednisone and weight gain and they'll talk about it. So the only thing I could do, I knew that this was going to be a rough period because I made sure that I still exercised. I still got my walking in, or I came home and rode my bike, and I logged everything I ate, even the crap. And honestly, I didn't do as badly as I have in other times, but I think it's because I was logging. I was trying to make a conscious effort. I also made sure I bought things like grapes, string cheese, which string cheese is a little high in sodium, but I bought bananas because they said in order to help balance out the issues with the sodium and the potassium, to eat bananas. So I bought bananas and ate them. Sometimes just buying them somehow doesn't work. So it sucks a little bit because I have been working my butt off and I haven't lost any weight the last several weeks, but I know it's because of the prednisone and the fact that I haven't significantly gained any weight. I had, but I seem to finally be losing the water portion, is a win. It just is. So, but one of the things I did recently was I bought new pants. And I had bought new jeans at Lane Bryant fairly recently. And I have to say, I did it on I told you guys that I, bought new jeans because my other ones were falling down. And that helped. Well, because I was having this presentation, I was like, oh my God, I haven't bought new dress pants in forever. Because I keep thinking, they fit, I'm still trying to lose weight, do I really want to buy pants? But the pants I had looked bad. They seriously looked bad. And even, best friend was going, they look bad. Which is okay, because it was in a loving way, and he knew kind of what was going on. He's been doing the same thing. He lost a bunch of weight, and we're just now getting to the point where now I'm kind of going, when he's wearing some of his shirts, going, that one's too big. That one looks baggy, and for dress shirts, men's dress shirts, you don't want them to look baggy. So this past weekend, decided I better buy some dress pants, because I cannot stand in front of that giant auditorium feeling like my confidence is low, because I don't feel good about myself. I don't feel good about how I look. It's hard enough to stand up there with also feeling like you look like crap. I also hadn't got my hair cut in forever. It hadn't been dyed in forever. So that was the other thing I did Monday, is before I worked on my presentation some more, was I went and got my hair cut, and I dyed my hair. And there's a part of me going, I really should be working on my presentation, and there was another part that knew that I would feel better about myself, and I'd be able to stand taller if I look good. If I looked presentable. So, I bought pants. Long story short, I've been looking at myself in the full-length mirror at work and going, wow, I look so much better, and now that I'm wearing clothes that fit. I mean, Eric had mentioned that I looked better. He actually said, that I looked really good. And, I mean, he's been telling me that he can see my weight loss and stuff, but I was struggling to see it, and I was getting very discouraged, not seeing anything, and especially with the prednisone, feeling like I'm working and not getting anywhere. I bought new pants that fit, and I'm like, oh my God, I lost weight. You can tell. I mean, I've got a long way to go. I'm not, under any delusions here. But I look a hell of a lot better. So, if you are working to lose weight, the point of this is go splurge on at least one outfit. Even if you end up going to Goodwill or something to find something that fits, but you don't want to spend a lot of money, or go to Lane Bryant during a 50% off sale or something. And find at least one outfit that makes you feel good, that you can put on when you need those days. So, okay, I'm done. I have a couple other things I want to talk about that I've been doing. A couple products, actually. But I'm going to wait and space them out. So, today I just figured I'd tell you, prednisone sucks, new clothes, bonus. Alright, I think that is everything. I'm going to go start processing. Oh, okay. If you're watching this, you may already know this, but I posted on the Ravelry boards and on the blog information about the RSS feed. Now, I submitted to Blip to change my iTunes feed. However, I don't think it's changed yet. And I don't know when it will happen. And I don't know what will happen to the old Blip feed if you had hard-coded it in either. But I am now loading these to Hipcast, and I tied Hipcast into FeedBurner, and so I would like you to, if you want to do it manually, you can subscribe to the FeedBurner feed. I've been testing it for several weeks now. I've tested the Hipcast for months now. It seems to be working really well. It's just that now I'm going to be posting in multiple places. I'm going to have a Blip, YouTube, and Hipcast. I'm trying to do everything I can. Now, I am not, like I said, I have quite a few episodes out on Hipcast, but I'm not going to go back feed because the cost per month, I tend to keep my file sizes low. So the cost per month will take care of the regular podcast plus a little extra. So we're okay. But I don't want to go back feed or then I'll eat up all my storage right away. So, and the YouTube are there. There is well over a year of the podcast on YouTube. And the Blip ones aren't erased yet. I'm still on Blip. So all the old the old postings on the blog that are connected to Blip are still working. So I am just going to kind of leave things as they are. But if you can't find this, you might have to unsubscribe and resubscribe. When I checked today, it did not look like my feed had been changed yet. We'll see. But in the meantime, if you want to just manually change your subscription, the feed burner is on the blog and on the Ravelry threads. I think that's it. When we talk next, I'm trying to decide if I should get a P.O. box for the comfort shawls, because I don't want them sitting outside. We have a very limited package. We have one package mailbox for our condo, and then anybody, whoever is the first in the numeric order, gets the package mailbox, but it's only so big. And then everybody else then gets stuff, just put outside their doors. And with the weather, I don't really want things sitting outside. But I'm trying, and I also am a little afraid that, the mailman may be a little irritated. In order to help me make this decision, I'm going to put a poll and ask in general if you are planning on sending a comfort shawl to me for Threads of Compassion. That will kind of help me decide whether I should get a P.O. box temporarily. It may be a good idea anyway, because we may be collecting, because if you want to send me hats, because I want to take them to Stitches, various things. It may not be a bad idea anyway. I just don't know how much a P.O. box costs, especially one of any size. But I know the comfort shawls are going to be bigger than most things you would send. So, and I know that you don't have to send them to me, but I really, really appreciate any that you can send. So, alright, I've rambled. Well, not rambled. I just keep remembering one more thing, and I think I'm done remembering things. So, I will talk to you guys all in probably just a few days. As of right now, I am planning to record on Monday or Tuesday. And at that time, we will do that one will be mostly focused on the drawings, but I'm sure I'll have other things to tell you. So, I will talk to you guys all later. Bye now. One last thing. If you're donating your shawl to Threads of Compassion, they will tie on a Donate Life charm to the shawl. If your shawl has fringe, they will just use a piece of fringe to tie it on. If your shawl does not have fringe, they ask that you keep one of your working ends long so that they will be able to tie it on after the fact. So either your beginning yarn or your ending yarn. If you've already finished and you already woven those ends, then just please send along a piece of the yarn. Thank you.